Hello. How you doing? Good. So, oh, cool. You know, I just saw, this is so cool. There's a little TV screen over here, and you can see yourself. How cool is that? I guess it's probably the same thing like that. How can you not look at yourself? That's going to be distracting. All right, so before we get down to business, I do want to just give some real special props, acknowledgement, to both Josh Peace and to Christoph Grzar for their promotions today. So get up to them. What a punctuation mark on the day. You know what I mean? Like, amazing. What's better than one promotion? Dos promotions. And it's amazing to see, to see the management training program, to see the business, to see it alive like that. Not just to constantly be talking about it in theory or what's happened in the past, but to actually see it alive and happening today, and see the development happening as like before your eyes. It's not like in theory people get promoted to vice president and get like a fancy watch. We just saw one happen. How you can't. It's hard to deny something when it's in front of you and you can see it. And I'm not telling you to do it, but you could touch it too, you know what I mean? Like, you could touch him physically, That's how I would touch him. I was just giving an example. You don't have to do that, but if you were to do it, that'd be a good way to do it, like, All right, so I want everyone to be able to, go home and tell their mom and dad about today's event. So that's why I've orchestrated the following. So everybody, you don't got to make a big deal about it or go make a noise or necessarily touch in that way. I recommend that, though. You could touch like that, you know what I mean? Like, that's how some people will do it. But I want everyone to touch the person to the right of you. And if you're like the last person sitting on that aisle, then you can touch someone on the left. So everyone do it. Right now, Josh Cody is like freaking out. He's like, I knew I shouldn't have let the New York guy speak. Now there's a lawsuit. So now everyone can go and tell their mom and dad, be like, this little round American bloke touched me. He touched everyone, literally. Okay, I learned that from someone else, by the way. All right, so to continue with the same theme, now this one I'm being serious about, like very, very serious. I want you to just gently nudge the person next to you, but make it a nudge though. It doesn't like require noise to nudge someone. You just do it. That's the problem with us. We talk too much. Just make it happen. Anyway, now you can be like, Mom, Dad. Then the bloke moved everyone. Anyway, so now that I touched and moved everyone, literally, where do you go from here? You know what I mean? And anyway, so I have 15 minutes scheduled, and I only prepared for 12. So this is the part where we're gonna rest for 3 minutes. Close your eyes if you want, or just stare straight forward into space. and we'll resume again in 3 minutes. All right. I'm kidding. No, really, the 3 minutes starts now. So, it's been an amazing day, watching all the vice presidents today, and certainly for me, for a lot of different reasons. It's cool to see Cody, meeting Josh Cody running things, someone that I started in the business with, and, we were like rookie owners together. It's so cool, and, I was in the office when the day Cobb started and stuff, and it's amazing to see the progression from then and now, and seeing these guys getting promoted today to VP and to regional, and it's just such a surreal experience sometimes when you think about it in those kind of terms. And I was thinking about I forgot who made the comment today of all in, being all in, but it makes me think of poker, because it's such a poker reference, I'm all in. And it's such a powerful thing to do, to be all in, because you take all your chips and you're betting them all, you know what I mean? And even the gesture, the word just sounds kind of badass. Just be yeah, I'll bet 2. It just sounds so menacing to be yeah, I'm all in. And then you push your chips. You get to actually do this. If you play poker, you get to physically go, I'm all in. And really, really what you're saying is I'm a badass. But you're saying I'm all in, but really, we should replace it with I'm a badass. I'm a badass. And then push your poker chips in. Anyway, to me, running an office, or completing the management training program, I looked at it when you complete the training program, you get dealt in. You get a seat at the table, and you get dealt in. And if you wanted to, you could go all in, aka I'm a badass. And I just thought it's so powerful. It's so powerful because when you go, the point of going all in is that you double up your money, and you can do that as an owner. You get dealt into a poker table, and you can double up. You can double up on life, and you can keep doubling up. And the amazing thing about this poker game that we're playing is that you can keep playing as long as you don't get up. The game keeps going, and the game keeps going. You can keep doubling up, and even if you lose, and sometimes you lose, as long as you stay sitting at the table, you can keep playing. And the chips or the equity is just your time. As long as you keep putting in your time, you'll keep getting chips. And you can keep saying, I'm a badass. Or I'm all in. You can say I'm all in too, but really what you're saying is I'm a badass. I'm just saying. That is what you're saying. So, I was talking to some of the other VPs a little bit ago, and I was asking if people in the UK would know, what pancakes are. And he looked at me kind of weird, and he's also, I asked Justin Cobb, who's also American, so really we know nothing. He's like, I don't think so. I don't think they know pancakes. He's like, they know crepes. Maybe. He's like, I think they might know crepes. Anyway, so just in case you don't know, pancakes are like fat crepes. Kind of like Americans are like fat English people. Mm-hmm. I didn't think anyone was going to applaud at that. I really meant that as a functioning analogy, not a joke, but okay, I see where you guys are at. My bad. So anyway, I moved to Brazil for a while, right? I moved to Brazil to open up an office and start the business down there. And I was away for a year. And after like 6 months, I came home for a weekend, for like 2 weeks. And the first weekend, my girlfriend at the time, wife now, like one of our things is like, we usually have a big breakfast on Sunday at home, and we usually make it. So I remember Alana being like, what's something that you can't have in Brazil? What's something that doesn't exist? And much like in England, pancakes don't exist in Brazil. They haven't been invented yet. They only have crepes, which is, like skinny pancakes. So anyway, Alana and I were like, talking about it, whatever. And we're like, all right, cool. So let's make pancakes. And we're like, okay, but instead of just making them from the box, like the instant ones where you just pour milk and it's ready to go, let's make it from scratch. And I thought that was a really good idea, because anytime you make anything from scratch, it's always better. Like if you buy a cheeseburger in the store, it's always better when you make it at home. Like when you barbecue it yourself and you make it, it's always better for whatever reason. Well, actually, I shouldn't say for whatever reason. Mine are better because I have a secret recipe that I can't really share with you because it's secret. But that's why mine are better, because I put some magic shit in it that makes it astronomically better than if you go get one at the store. So I'm sure yours are good too. They're probably not as good as mine, but I'm sure yours are better when you make them yourself than when you go to the store and buy them. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, moving on. So we get all the ingredients together to make these pancakes. And normally, like the instant ones, you probably make them like in, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Like making them from scratch took a little bit longer. Nothing crazy, like 45 minutes, so like, whatever. Maybe a little bit longer to go to the store, come back, mix it all up in a bowl, whatever, and make these pancakes. And then afterwards, by the way, they were amazing. Like so good. Because we put like bananas into the batter. Forget about it. Anyway, so we made these pancakes and they were delicious. And and then Alana was like, see, now when you're in Brazil, you can have pancakes anytime you want because you know how to make them from scratch. And I was like, oh, that's really thoughtful and cute at the same time, and delicious also. And then, so I'm telling my friend the story, right? And one of my best friends, this guy named B. And I'm like, B, blah, 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 I made his pancakes from scratch. And he was like, oh, yeah? That's pretty cool. But you know what's even better? And I'm like, what's that? He's like, my wife made lasagna from scratch. I'm like, what? What do you mean? There's so many things in it. There's cheese and pasta. You made cheese and pasta? And he's like, yep. I'm like, how long does that take? Like, what are you, a fucking pilgrim? Like, all day you were making this one meal? Like, is it the 18th century? Like, what does your wife do all day? And he's like, bro, it was mind-blowing. My mind was blown. He's like, yeah, it took like 7 hours, but it was amazing. And I'm like, what a bastard. He just went up to me. You know what I mean? Like I'm just telling him about my pancake stuff, and now he's got to tell me about this lasagna thing. And you know what? It does sound better. And I was like kind of pissed. And I'm like, I'm like, what have I made better than that? That's what I'm racking my mind up. I'm like, what did I make? What did I make? What did I make? Scratch, scratch, scratch. I'm like cheeseburgers and the pancakes. Those are the two things I know how to do. I think he might win this one. And then B is like, like Jessica, that's her thing. She makes stuff from scratch and makes preserves, and she made jelly the other day from scratch. I'm like, this is really, I'm being defeated. And then this guy has the balls to be like, and Raf, not to brag or whatever, but that new bathroom in my house? I made it. And I'm like, what? I'm like, you own a pizzeria. What do you mean you made a bathroom? He's like, dude, I went to Home Depot, and I got these books, and I got the tiles, and I got blah, 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 blah. Anyway, long story short, 3 weeks later, I made a bathroom from scratch. Probably saved myself like 30 grand. And I'm like, I have nothing on this. First of all, some people are mechanically inclined. I'm mechanically declined. You know what I mean? I'm good at breaking shit. Like, I'm actually good at it. Like, but building stuff, that's my problem. But breaking it, listen, give me a cell phone, by the way. I will break it in a minute. Like, cell phone, I will break it or lose it. Like, you never seen a cell phone broken or lost this fast. But building it, like, I couldn't build a cell phone, you know what I'm saying? But I will break it. And I'll break it awesome. So I'm kind of like pissed. I'm like, I'm being crushed in this from scratch game here, you know? And I'm like, and finally I'm like, well, actually, come to think of it, I kind of built this business from scratch because I started in the field by myself, knocking on doors with no one else around, just moi, and then eventually some other person was like fooled into following me around, and like 2 of us became 4, and 4 of us became 8, and next thing you know we have offices, and then we're going to different countries, and I was like, and it was from scratch, son. And then the conversation was over pretty much. I was like, what are you gonna do about that? You saved $30,000? Well, I made like $3 million from scratch. $30,000 bathroom. I'll buy your house. Bathroom. You know, and I guess like that's 2 things I just didn't get going through the management training program. They just didn't, I don't know, like it didn't hit me, you know, like it took years for whatever reason, like, and I really hope that that's not the case for the people here in this room. What I didn't get, 2 things. One, that the owner's job is to get you to that poker table. Like the owner's job is to get you, like you don't work for the owner works for you. Like the vice presidents you don't work for them, they work for you. Like their goal is to get you promoted, and they're a resource for you. And and it's up to you to make them work for it. You know, like whatever the owners have is through the people in their office, and whatever the VPs have, it's through the owners in their organization. So all the VPs, all the regionals, all the owners work for everyone here in this room and for everyone's in the field. Like this is who we work for. And my goal is to get as many people promoted as humanly possible. You know, and it's obviously the intentions I think are selfish, because if you get promoted, you know, that's more money for the VPs and for the owners, but more importantly, the actions are selfless. The actions are selfless because the better everyone here does, the better everyone up here does, you know? And so for whatever reason, I was always like looking for the angle. Like even someone would tell me something like, listen, rudimentary, you know, they'd be like, you know, the box method, and I'd be like, yeah, but why? Like, they're like, so you can ring the bell, bro. Like, yeah, but why? Do you want me to ring why do you want me to ring, you know, like, so stupid. Like, I think being cynical and skeptical to a degree can be a positive thing, but I think also if you overdo it, it can be a negative, you know? And I was like so cynical and so skeptical of everything that it definitely held me back. And you know, and I guess the other thing that kind of eluded me that I didn't really get is that, you know, and Christoph really hit it on the head today, that, you know, the business, really, the whole business is kind of like a quest. It's like a mission. It's like a quest for knowledge. And the beautiful thing about that knowledge and that quest is that it can't be, it's information, it's knowledge. Just like making the pancakes from scratch, I can make pancakes not anywhere in the world because I know how to do it from scratch. You know, you can't lose it, you can't break it can't be stolen. You have that information forever. And the management training program is like that. You know, like you learn how to build a business from scratch. And when you learn how to do that, it's so much more delicious because you're doing it from scratch, but also, I mean, the real value in that is that it's forever, it's permanent. Once you get that knowledge, once you complete that quest and you complete the management training program, you learn everything you have to learn to build a business from scratch, you know it forever. It can't be lost, it can't be broken, it can't be stolen. You own it. It's yours to always have. And that's so powerful. I mean, not only is that the power of doing things, from scratch, that you have them forever, but also it's more delicious. It tastes better because you did it yourself. And that's the way I look at our business. So everyone, thank you for your time, and have an awesome conference.